Hey folks, it's Mr. Fly here, hope you're well. Now, I'm a lover of all things automotive. I absolutely love cars, aeroplanes and motorcycles, not necessarily in that order. But I'm known on YouTube primarily for making videos about motorcycles. So what's this video all about then? Well, this video is very much aimed at car guys that are thinking about getting into motorcycles. And what I want to tell you about today is how does owning a fun car compare to owning and riding a fun motorcycle? What are the things you need to know? What are the do's and don'ts? How do they basically compare? So if you're a car guy looking to get into motorcycles, this video is for you. So to start with, let me tell you a little bit about me in case you've not come across my channel before. Now, as a young lad, I very much liked everything that moved under its own steam. As I say, aeroplanes, cars, motorbikes, that sort of thing. Even steam trains had their place. And whilst when I was 16, motorcycles were available to me, my parents wouldn't let me have one, and then later on my girlfriend and later wife wouldn't let me have a motorcycle. So really cars were the only way to go. So I bought lots of fun cars in my time, and this is my current fun car. It's a Jaguar F-Type. I've had it for about 4 years. I absolutely love it. It's a beautiful looking bit of kit. It sounds amazing when you drive it, and it's a really lovely car. Anyway, when I turned 40, I said to my wife, enough is enough. I'm going to get into motorcycles. And so I passed my test and I bought my first motorcycle. The first thing I should do is answer the question, should you learn to ride a motorcycle? And the very simple, short answer is, yes, you should. And I'm going to tell you why. And I'm taking this from the perspective of also being a car enthusiast.
Number one, bikes are so much more fun than cars, pound for pound. Even the humblest motorcycle will beat most cars on the road. This bike I'm riding at the moment is actually quite a sophisticated machine, but it's an adventure bike. It's regarded as sort of a dad's bike, yet this is absolutely blistering performance. It's a lot of fun to ride. You're in the elements. It's just exciting, way more so than a car.
Number two is cost. Bikes are basically way cheaper than cars to purchase. If you just want to get yourself something that's fun but really fast and will beat most things on the road, then go to the second-hand market and you can get a fantastic bike for less than 5,000 quid. If you want to go top-notch and go mind-bending performance and get the latest in super sophisticated beasts, then for less than the price of a Super Mini, you can get something like, for example, the BMW S1000 RR. Now, this is less than 20 grand. It's got over 200 brake horsepower, and it'll beat any supercar out there on the road today. Number three, bikes, let's face it, are just cooler than cars. Now, I like to think that my Jag is pretty cool, and indeed it is, but to my mind, bikes are just infinitely cooler. Number four, you can just fit more bikes in your garage. Now, if you're an average person on an average income, then you can probably afford to run one or possibly two cars, one of which might be a little bit spicy. Well, for the price of that single spicy car, you could absolutely fill your garage with second-hand motorcycles of different genres for different purposes, and you can absolutely fuel your passion that way. Okay, I'm afraid, like most things, it's not all good news though. This learning to ride and riding a bike thing does have some downsides. You need to go into it with your eyes open. So let's go through the downsides now.
First up, number one is, of course, you need to get your bike license, and this is actually quite expensive and quite difficult to do. Now, if you're over 24, you do something that's called the direct access scheme, and this allows you to basically learn to ride a motorcycle, and then you can ride any bike on the road. That's if you're over 24. It gets considerably more complicated if you're under 24. I'll get to that in a minute. What is direct access involve? Well, first off, you've got to do something called a CBT, or compulsory basic training. That just allows you to get on the road on a 125cc motorcycle. Then you can learn to ride properly. Then you've got to do some sit-down tests. So there's a hazard awareness test and there's a test on the highway code. Once you've done those, you can go on to do your actual riding test. There are two of those. First one's called a Mod 1. This is basically on a glorified car park, lots of slow speed control, complicated control stuff to prove that you can manipulate a motorcycle at slow speed predominantly and doing some complicated maneuvers. If you pass that, you move on to your Mod 2. This is analogous to a car road test. You go out on the road for about an hour. There's a guy behind you on another motorcycle, and he assesses your road riding, and you do all sorts of exercises similar in a way to a car test. Now, if you're under 24, there's a lot more limitations, and I recommend you go to the internet to look at the details of that, because I'm not au fait with exactly what you have to do. But basically, you have to do similar set of tests, and depending on your age, it means you can ride different power levels of bikes. But if you're over 24, as I say, you can go straight in, and once you've passed all those steps, you can go ahead and get your bike license to ride anything.
Number 2, and I guess this is kind of the elephant in the room, motorcycles are inherently more dangerous than cars. According to some figures, you're more likely to have an accident and hurt yourself on a bike, or worse, up to 10 times more likely to do that on a bike than you are in a car. On a motorcycle, you are in the open air, you're exposed to the elements. If you come off, obviously it's going to hurt. You don't have safety features like seat belts, airbags, and a metal cage around you. So you really do have to ride a motorcycle thinking about safety, and much more defensively than you do in a car. You have to treat riding a motorcycle like everybody else on the road is there to kill you, and not be tempted to ride like an idiot on the road all the time. And I have to say, that is much harder to do than it sounds.
Number 3, bikes actually aren't that cheap to run. You've still got to tax, MOT, insure, get them all serviced, all that stuff. And it's not, those prices for those sorts of things aren't that dissimilar to running cars. Now, you can make running motorcycles a bit cheaper if you do the work yourself, buy second-hand bikes, that sort of thing. But be prepared if you're going to buy top-notch performance machines for some significant bills. All that said, I still think if you're a car guy and you're half tempted, you should indeed learn to ride a bike. Learning a new skill is always fun, and there is nothing like the thrill and the feeling of riding a motorcycle on a lovely sunny day. It absolutely knocks spots off of driving cars. Don't get me wrong, cars have their place. I'll always have fun cars, they're great, but motorcycling is in another league. Not to mention, when you become a motorcyclist, you also actually join a worldwide brotherhood of friends. You'll have friends everywhere if you ride a bike. People come and talk to you, other bikers. It's absolutely fantastic. You do not get that with cars. And also, riding a motorcycle, I think, actually makes you a better driver. So in short, just do it. So let me know in the comments below this video if you've got any questions or comments about learning to ride a bike, particularly if you're coming from the car world. And yeah, if you are thinking about learning to ride, there's worse things you can do than hitting subscribe on this channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Until then, this has been the Mr. and Flyer. Cheerio. Listen to that. Oh, gotta love cars.